Hey everyone, and welcome to, last but not least, our behind-the-scenes tour of previously MGM Studios, currently Hollywood Studios, Walt Disney World, here on the MCMagic.us server. I'm here with two cast members of the server, PClark and JohnBlom. Hey guys.
Hello. What's up?
And we're gonna walk around Hollywood Studios and take a look at it and see what you guys are working on and sort of the complex build that went into building this theme park. So I'm going to let you guys take it away. Yeah, where we go?
All right. So as you can see, this is Hollywood Studios, formerly MGM Studios, and we're going through those turnstiles right now. And it opened in May 1st, 1989. My bad. And it was originally Disney signed a contract with MGM, which recently expired in 2007. So they had to change all the signs and all the advertisement to Hollywood Studios instead of MGM. And so here we go. Here's the central
crossroads of the world.
Yep, you know it. And this was basically supposed to be Main Street for MGM, which was called Hollywood Boulevard. And it's basically the park's main entrance. It's the same principle as Main Street, but instead of being like a small town in America, it's a Hollywood theme style, and has a bunch of shops and merchandise where you can buy stuff. And yeah,
it also follows sort of similar to the way Main Street in the Magic Kingdom progresses through time. This is supposed to like progress from Hollywood in the 30s to the 50s. You can sort of see it in the architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Is this similar to Magic Kingdom, like the starting point when you guys built the place? Was this sort of where you built from?
Yes, we started building from the entrance and came down here. The first expansion we had was our Hollywood, our Sunset Boulevard, which we started that first. And we also, basically, the guests actually helped build this park a lot because a lot of it was on creative. And what we did was we just copied and pasted it using schematics over here. So really, a lot of this is the guest builds from Creative Server.
Oh, nice. So it's sort of like crowdsourcing the build.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever.
We did check it first before we pasted it in, but they've done a good job on it.
They did. We had to make a few tweaks here and there, but
just a few.
Just a few.
We'll not dwell on those.
Is
major tweaks.
Is that sort of like a design philosophy that you guys are sticking to going forward? Like, would you consider it like it was a success, or basically, how much are you guys going to do that with Animal Kingdom?
I think that the CMs are going to build Animal Kingdom for the most part, because this is good, but it would be better if we actually did build it, just because of scaling issues and such. Right. I think eventually we're actually going to end up rebuilding this. But after we have a lot on our plate at the moment. So anyway, this is a Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, and this is one of the unique builds because it's one of our first rides that we transformed to train carts. And train carts is a plugin we have on the server that's really transforming and making our server unique to all the other ones, because train carts has all this unique things. And such as, like, you can spawn carts back to back and have it look like a train, and you can go speeds excess the normal Minecraft amount. So this is one of the normal speeds, and yeah,
awesome.
This ride goes from 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. So obviously we had to make it go really fast. When we were testing it, I think the person who was doing the train carts forgot to slow it.
It's like nice to go through a Rock and Roller Coaster without hearing that marble door that everyone has to rub their hands on. Just through here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ride it.
Do this.
I was currently working on the countdown system from...
Stuck in a door.
No, actually, I was gonna say, can you guys talk about this a little bit? Because this is the crowd control system, right?
Yes, this is the crowd control. When we first let out a new ride, it's normally really popular, and so popular that we actually have to have a ride control system. So we normally have a CM in a booth back here, I believe it was over here, or somewhere around here. And we have a little switch. Yeah, this is it, I think.
And it's sort of just raise the gates, basically. And
and
It's a great idea.
yep.
Who came up with it? Do we know? Originally,
What did you say?
Was one of the CMs come up with that, or?
Yes. I don't know who it was though. Did you get in?
Yep.
Nice. So
Turn on my HUD.
this is train carts, and you can see right now how fast that just went.
Oh yeah.
That was because of train carts. We can have the speeds go excess the normal Minecraft amount, and eventually on here we actually have to slow it down. And the first time we were testing it, we didn't slow it down. The ride finished.
A lot of people died.
Many Minecraft lives were lost.
It's a sad, sad day. There's a
Sad
little
day.
memorial. Just over here. There's not.
Are redstone torches pretty much like the go-to lighting for these dark rides? Because I noticed them a lot in Space Mountain as well.
We have recently been using that. We built this before we actually had redstone lamps, and so we've actually kind of been trying to explore our different options when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So
Originally, we
let's
did
see.
use end portals, believe it or not, but we had a few incidents where guests were teleported to the end, which wasn't great.
Yeah, that it's definitely a loop you don't want to throw into a ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, end portals, we actually use that for the Epcot ball and for the Hollywood Studios sorcerer hat, because they do give off light and you can't see them from the bottom. So yes, I guess we'll be heading over to Tower of Terror, which is currently under construction, so we're not going to be able to ride it, but I can show you the building itself. And
I was gonna say, the facade itself looks different from the last time I've been here.
we redid the entire thing. We redid the building. We started from scratch.
So I guess this is a question that's sort of been on my mind, because you guys do have a habit of, like, you will go back and you'll perfect rides that you're working on and make sure they're more accurate. How do you sort of decide what you're going to go back and fix up compared to like a new ride that you haven't worked on at all yet?
Well, sometimes people feel, an affinity with a ride or a location. So, for example, I'm currently working on redesigning UK Epcot's pavilion because I live in the UK, and so I want it to look well. And it's the same for other guys who, their favorite ride is, say, Tower of Terror, and they focus on that, and they want to make it look as good as possible. So it just depends, but there's no real thought behind it.
I just have to point out the sound effects in this room.
Yes, another train carts plugin thing. That was the pre-show right there. And with train carts, we can actually have sounds come through it. If you can come over here, drop doing that little hole that I made.
Yeah. Oh,
and
wow!
Look at this sign right here. And train carts also can have sounds such as breaking glass, pistons, lightning. And we really did explore that and actually find good use for it in the Haunted Mansion, which Skipper built. He used train carts a lot in the graveyard scene by using like gas noise and Enderman noise and lightning. It was really good.
So is this whole area down here essentially the programming for the pre-show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah, so we have
a lot of redstone.
We have some great redstone builders on the server, such as Cass Frank and Diffuse. They're really good, and they're really good at what they do. And this is just one of the examples. So we can also see the queue area. but we have started to build the.
We have started to build here. There we go.
Track. We have started to build the track, and but it's not quite yet completed. But here's the rest of the queue area, and we should have it running in about a month, a couple weeks.
Awesome. This definitely, I mean, just the queue, that pre-showroom alone adds so much more depth to the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it the sort of thing where now that you've applied it to something like the Tower of Terror, are there any other rides that you guys are thinking about of like applying that, I guess, that sort of use of redstone to?
Well, hopefully when we ever find a chance to use them, we will, because it just looks really cool in the parks.
Yeah.
But we don't have any plan, but if we do find any, we're probably going to use it for Expedition Everest and Dinosaur and Animal Kingdom, probably a lot, even around the park, because whenever you go to Animal Kingdom, there is a bunch of sound effects in the bushes and such. So we're probably going to use that a lot in the park and in Animal Kingdom.
It's kind of interesting to see this sort of the mirror between what you're doing here in the server and in real life, just in the sense that they seem to come up, like Imagineers come up with these new technologies, and you'll maybe see it applied sporadically throughout what's already there, but then it just becomes the new status quo for anything going forward.
Mm-hmm. Also, in our Sunset Boulevard, we have 2 amphitheaters, one of which is the Beauty and the Beast, which is right over here. We're currently trying to choreograph this show and eventually have it running. Hopefully it'll be as good as Fantasmic. But we have the amphitheater done. I thought it was worth mention.
Wow.
And you also have the video on Fantasmic on your channel.
Yep. I'm going to annotate to that so anybody who hasn't seen it can go ahead and watch. It's definitely worth a look.
Alrighty. So Robot's going to come on and he's going to talk about Fantasmic a little bit because that was his idea.
Hello.
Hey, Robot.
So we actually just recently redid the full Fantasmic backstage, and we incorporated a new firework plugin with it so that we can have more effects now. And it looks really good, so we can go back there and check that out if you'd like.
Sure.
Alrighty, it's back this way. This was all redone recently because what happened was Fantasmic was originally built a long time ago. And since then, there's been more redstone updates, plugin updates, so we figured that we might as well just go back, rip out everything, and restart. You know, John plays a very important role in Fantasmic himself.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, of course I do.
I'm
in charge of health and safety and security.
And concession stands.
Basically anything that doesn't require any work, I am the guy who does that.
Excellent.
Okay. So this is the Fantasmic set that you already recorded, but I don't think you got a chance to go backstage and check it out.
Nope.
Alrighty, well, I will... Hold on. Here, I'm going to have to TP you back here because there's no actual way
I can actually
to...
fly. I just remembered.
Oh, okay, well then come over here. So this is
just as a warning, the amount of redstone back here may give you a headache.
Any amount of redstone gives me a headache, so...
Yeah. You're not a redstoner.
No, it's way beyond my ability. I could build a hut out of wood. That's my Minecraft.
Same here.
Yeah.
So this is the boat that we take out at the end of the show. It's stored back here, and then we'll take it out at the end of the show.
And that's using World Edit, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're actually... Yeah, we're exploring ways to be able to take it out using Movecraft, but it's just the turning radius of the boat is too big for the actual lake. So we're going to try to modify it a bit to be able to work with Movecraft. So if you look at all these redstone things piling up, this actually powers fireworks, and you'll see where the source of that comes from down here in the control room. And this backstage area is actually what the backstage of Fantasmic looks like to an extent, because there's not really great photos or blueprints, but we found as much as we could. So this is the control area, and if you listen, you can hear the fireworks going off on top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and this is the finale button, which is used with our new firework plugin, which is actually disabled on build, because since build itself is
I pushed it. Had to.
Since build is a smaller server, it can't handle as much intensive server activity as main can. So the firework plugin is disabled on here, but on main it works.
So now, I have a question. These 4 fireworks, they're separated by like where they are on the stage. Does that mean there are people down here who like know the choreography of the show who are like triggering each one at certain times?
Correct.
That's incredible.
Yeah, those guys follow the script. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
How lifelike it is.
Yeah, it's definitely something to see. We on Mumble, all the cast members or interns in the show, we all get in a Mumble room and we play the music on a live stream so the guests can listen to it, and at the same time we're trying to follow up with it to make sure everything's going all right.
Wow. And this is pretty much under the water area or the amphitheater seating?
Yes, we're under the lake right now. You can see the water falling. So
really
these
don't want to break a block under the lake right here.
Don't do that. So all this redstone, I don't know if you remember, but these redstone things that we're piling up, these are all throughout the stage. All these redstone lines, they separate out all over the stage so that we can control all of the redstone effects from one general area. And if you follow me back up, I can show you where we keep all of the sets, which is pretty cool. In the show, we figured out how we can constantly be changing the sets so that they're correct for the scene. So what we do is we keep all this different sets under the stage, and we world edit them separately. Here, right over here.
Yeah. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, there's really paths down there. It's not really meant to be seen. So if you come back up here. Okay, so if you come around here.
Stuck in a door again.
This is the crew-only area where we keep all of the sets. So we have this massive storage facility down here, which nobody would ever know is under here. Yeah.
I didn't even know this was here.
So these are some of the redstone lines that you saw. So you can see all the individual sets by starting all the way down here. We have this is the jungle scene, where the boats come out. Next we have the digger scene with the Indians as well. Mm-hmm. This is just the flower dead squid scene. It's not really a dead squid, but it looks like one. The snake, which, yes, Kamikaze Platypus actually recently redid this. It looks a lot better than our old snake. This is actually something that one of our guest services named Jet created, and we created a little platform for Mickey to... It's a 3x3 piston, so Mickey can come over here. Where are you? Right. Oh, there you are. Here, if you come down here. So Mickey can stand on here in the beginning of the show, on this gravel. So if you want to stand on there, Jerkfish, or Rob, sorry.
Yep, I'm standing.
Okay, so when we flip this, he goes flying up to the top at the beginning of the show.
That's awesome.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It saves you, vanishing and unvanishing all the time.
Yeah.
And it means you can actually use the Minecraft technology, rather than, using mods or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, in the beginning of the show, there's actually a little elevator under the stage where he pops up. And then this is one of my... hold on. This is one of my favorite parts of the show, the dragon, which was recently redone as well. Why is it on fire, John?
It's nothing to do with me.
So we figured out a way to light the full stage on fire at one with the flip of one lever. So under the stage, what we have is we have fire charges that shoot right up into the netherrack, which is something new with the new Minecraft update. So if you stand over here, you can see it from what the guests would be seeing it like. Actually, why don't we just paste it into the top so you can see it on stage, because it looks a lot better.
Sure.
When we flip this lever under the stage, the whole stage lights up in one shot and lights the dragon, because in the show there's actually fire around the dragon, which is pretty cool.
Cool story about the dragon is that the Disney World Fantasmic dragon is basically just some wire and some rags, and that looks extremely bad, and it's very hard to duplicate on Minecraft, but in the Disneyland and their Fantasmic, they have a much better audio animatronic dragon. So instead of building the Disney World dragon, we built the Disneyland dragon.
Little poetic license there.
Yeah, Fantasmic is definitely our most popular show on the server. We always have a ton of guests who are asking for it constantly, and it really is something to see because it's the one time where all the cast members actually work together at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cast members break off and do separate builds, but it's kind of rare that we're all doing the same thing at the same time. So we're thinking of maybe doing a show unvanished one time, because there's always people flying around the stage, people lined up backstage. It's very organized, so we're thinking of maybe doing a show where everybody's unvanished so the guests can see what it's like backstage.
Yeah, see what goes into it.
Yep. And the sets were designed by Jet. I should put that out there, because he was the original one to make the entire sets and everything.
So, I'm starting to think back, and I'm trying to think of the other shows that Disney World offers, and it seems like Fantasmic's probably the most complex one for you guys to tackle in terms of, how you translate it over to Minecraft. Did you guys pick that on purpose, or,
We picked it mainly because it's the most popular show. All the guests, what they're asking for usually is Fantasmic. There's riots on Main sometimes of people standing at Fantasmic requesting us to open it. So
nice.
That's really why.
So does it make
That's
it?
true.
Does it make it easier to consider that any other show that you would try and tackle from here on out is not as complex as Fantasmic would be?
Well, we like a challenge. We do like a challenge, and we like to put our minds together and try and come up with a solution. And Fantasmic, I think, was really the first time we really did try and do something completely different, using the Minecraft technology that was already there, and try and create something magical. The only addition was, of course, the fireworks, which we got on a plugin. But no, we like a challenge. We like to come up with new things.
And I think this would probably be one of the hardest, if not hardest, show that we would have to replicate.
The next big show we're going to do is Wishes, which is also going to be hard because all the timing has to be correct. That's the Firework Castle show.
And
so,
just again, for people watching, so for all these shows that you do, in the Mumble, they can go on and listen to the audio soundtrack of the show in sync with the show.
Well, not all of our guests have Mumble, but we found a way around that, and what we do is we broadcast the music from the show on a live stream, so anybody can listen to the show even if they don't have Mumble.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, we would recommend people, get Mumble, because it's fun to just be on a Minecraft server. It's also nice to get to know people who actually created the server, and even get to know the guys who you hang around with on the server.
So I can attest to that. Alright, so that's all the time we have this week, but that's not the end of the tour. Next week, we're going to keep continuing on with this behind-the-scenes look at all of this madness that's basically in front of you, and just to see the amount of work that's gone into recreating Disney's Hollywood Studios. I hope you all have a fantastic week and weekend, and I hope to see you all here next Monday for the next part of our behind-the-scenes look at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Bye, everyone.